All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the weighted average method for calculating our process costing production report. Let's go ahead and pick up the given information. In terms of units, our beginning work in process is 600 units, 60% complete and 53% complete. During the current period, we started 4,000 units. Ending inventory is 1,200 at both 40% complete and 20% complete for conversion cost. In terms of our costs, our beginning cost for direct materials and conversion cost are the 976 and the 272, and then we added 11,440 for direct materials and 6,644 for conversion costs. Let's go ahead now and prepare our production report. First, let's pick up our equivalent units. Up top, we have to figure out the number that were completed and transferred out. That's going to be our beginning work in process of 600. Plus the additional 4,000 we started, which gives us 4,600 units. And we had 1,200 left in ending work in process, so 4,600 minus 1,200 means that we completed and transferred out 3,400 units. So let's pick that up, 3,400 units transferred out. Ending work in process is 1,200 units. And again, as we can see up here, whenever we transfer units out, they are always, 100% complete. So 3,400 times our 100% complete. There's our equivalent units for the units transferred out. For ending work in process, we've got 1,200 units, but they are only 40% complete with respect to direct materials, so 480 equivalent units. And the 1,200 units are 20% complete with respect to conversion costs, so 240. And then we can sum these up to get our total equivalent units for direct materials and conversion costs. Next, we have to summarize the cost that we need to account for. We're basically just going to pick up the cost that we had in beginning work in process for direct materials and for conversion costs, and we're going to pick up the cost that we added, the 11,440 and the 6,644, and we're going to want to total these amounts up. Total cost in beginning work in process, 1,248. Our total cost that we added was 18,084. And then just for good measure, we can add up each one of these columns to make sure that we reconcile later on. Next step is to calculate our cost per equivalent unit. We pick up the costs we've just calculated, and we take our cost for direct materials and divide it by our 3,880 equivalent units, which gives us a cost per equivalent unit of 12,416 divided by the 3,880 of $3.20. And we'll do the same thing for our conversion costs. Once we've calculated the cost per equivalent unit, we're going to want to simply take that cost and multiply it by the equivalent units that were transferred out, and also then by the equivalent units in ending work in process. So if we take our units that were transferred out for direct materials, multiply it by the 320, we get the cost of the direct materials for the units transferred out. Copying that over, we get the cost for our conversion costs. Ending work in process, we had 480 equivalent units at $3.20 a piece. We have 1536, and for conversion costs we have 456. And we're going to want to make sure that our costs reconcile. So 12,416 for direct materials, which is what we had here, 6,619 for conversion, and of course we can also sum across and make sure that our total costs of 19,332 agrees with our 19,332 cost to account for. So that's our process costing. We've allocated our production costs to the units that were transferred out and to units that were left in ending work in process.